From Baumhower's Victory Grill in Auburn, Tiger Talk is on the air. Tiger Talk is presented by Alpha Insurance. Auto, home, life, business. Alpha Insurance covers it all. alphainsurance.com. Tweet questions at AU Sports Network or email aubtigertalk@gmail.com. Tonight's show is also brought to you by Alabama Power. At Alabama Power, we give 100% to achieve 99.9% dependability. Our commitment helps deliver power for a better Alabama. By Wind Creek Hotel and Casino, with 3 Alabama locations in Atmore, Montgomery, and Wetumpka. You can escape every day at Wind Creek Hotel and Casino and windcreekcasino.com. The Alabama Department of Public Health. Together, we can create the best opportunity to support health and well-being for all Alabamians. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/COVID-19. And by the simple southern goodness of Golden Flake, celebrating 65 years as the official salty snack of the Auburn Tigers. Now, the host of Tiger Talk, alongside Brad Law, here's the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham.
3 games remain in the SEC schedule, and 2 of those are on the road as Auburn looks to cement its bid to the NCAA tournament. Good evening in War Eagle. This is Tiger Talk from Baumhower's Victory Grill, presented by Alpha Insurance. With Brad Law and Jacob Hillman, I'm Andy Bertram. Leading off tonight, we'll talk with our gymnastics coach, Jeff Graba. The 7th-ranked Tigers host Georgia tomorrow night at Neville Arena, and the first rotation is set for 6:30. We'll also talk men's basketball with head coach Bruce Pearl. The Tigers beat Ole Miss last night. Auburn is on the road at Kentucky on Saturday. Joe Champy and Jacob Hillman join me for the call at 2:30. Auburn follows that with a trip to number 2 Alabama on Wednesday. One of Auburn's seniors will join us tonight, wrapping up the show. Sharpshooter Chandler Leopard, the pride of Athens, Alabama. We'll talk about his career at Auburn and looking ahead to life after basketball. Women's basketball is on the road at Georgia as we speak. Track and field opens competition tomorrow at the SEC Indoor Championships in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Men's tennis plays in the Blue-Gray Classic tomorrow in Montgomery. The Tigers drew Texas Tech in the opening round. Softball will host Merrimack and Brown at Jane B. Moore Field, playing Saturday and Sunday as well. Britt Bowen with the call all weekend on Tiger 95.9. Auburn baseball opens up a weekend series against USC tomorrow evening, 6 o'clock at Plainsman Park. Brad Law and Paul Ellen have the call at 5:45. First pitch on Saturday is set for 2 and noon on Sunday. Saturday, equestrian will host number 1 SMU at 11. Soccer will host Kennesaw State in exhibition action at 1. And Sunday, men's golf opens at the Dorado Beach Collegiate in Dorado Beach, Puerto Rico. Stay tuned. We're back with Jeff Graba as Tiger Talk, presented by Alpha Insurance from Baumhower's Victory Grill, continues in a moment.
All right, everyone, let's hit the road.
Mom, who's this?
Oh, that's Michelle. She's our Alpha agent. She helped me file that auto claim fast after that accident last week, so I figured we'd bring her with us.
Breakfast burrito?
All right, 200 miles before we stop. I hope you've all used the bathroom. Michelle, you good?
Before a little thing becomes a big thing, call your Alpha agent.
Kia of Auburn is happy to connect the Kia brand to the Auburn fans. Our winning lineup has something for everyone at almost any budget. SUVs like the Telluride, Sorrento, and Sportage. You prefer a sedan? Check out the Rio, Forte, Soul, or the Sporty Stinger. And don't forget our new multi-purpose vehicles, the Carnival, or our amazing hybrid or electric vehicles. Kia of Auburn is a proud supporter of Auburn Athletics. Kia of Auburn, where you're always number 1. Whoa, Rico.
The 2-minute warning, the caution flag, the 4. At PNC Bank, we believe in the power of a helpful watch out. That's why we created Low Cash Mode, the new financial watch out that gives you multiple options and at least 24 hours of extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Low Cash Mode on Virtual Wallet from PNC Bank. Available on all virtual wallet products. To learn more, visit pnc.com/lowcashmode. Copyright 2021, the PNC Financial Services Group, Inc. All rights reserved. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
And the celebration begins at Auburn's Neville Arena. The game has changed, and the future of Auburn athletics now demands a strong name, image, and likeness program. I'm Andy Burcham, and I urge you to support On to Victory, the name, image, and likeness collective for Auburn student athletes. Please take this opportunity to improve the lives of our players and give our teams the best chance of success. Learn more at ontovictory.com.
Things we take for granted, ordinary opportunities for parents and their children, can be a foster child's extraordinary. You have the power to do something positive that will change the life of a young person right here in Alabama. Open your heart and open your home to a foster child today. For more information, visit www.dhr.alabama.gov or call 1-866-64-AL-KIDS. Brought to you by the Alabama Department of Human Resources, the Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Already.
Submit questions by tweeting at AU Sports Network. Now back to Tiger Talk, presented by Alpha Insurance.
We are live at Baumhower's Victory Grill, Bent Creek Road in Auburn. A tremendous crowd. Great group here at Baumhower's tonight. Thank you guys for coming out, and we hope you enjoy the show tonight. And why wouldn't you? We've got Jeff Graba, Bruce Pearl, Chandler Leopard. We're going to talk some gymnastics after I remind you that tonight's show brought to you in part by AL.com, the place for deep pre- and post-game coverage year-round. Follow AL.com, the Auburn Tigers Facebook page at AL.com, and read the stories. AL.com for everything Auburn fans need to know. To be a part of our show tonight, raise your hand. Jacob will come to you with a wireless microphone. We have hands going up already. You can also email aubtigertalk@gmail.com or tweet questions to AU Sports Network. Let's welcome in the head coach of the 7th-ranked Auburn gymnastics team. Coach Jeff Graba joins us in the house tonight. War Eagle, welcome back.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Georgia tomorrow night. Back home, rivalry matchup, home crowd. Just this one's an easy one to get excited for.
Yeah, you don't have to encourage the athletes to get ready for anything in Neville Arena, honestly. But yeah, Georgia was, for years and years and years was the pinnacle. That was the team to beat. They're still really good, but they were on a stretch there where they won a bunch of national championships. So they're making a comeback. They're really competitive, and we're going to have our hands full, so we'll need everybody.
What kind of reaction do you get? What kind of reaction do you get from opponents when they come to Neville Arena and they deal with the gymnasties and just the environment at Auburn?
Generally, everybody wants to be a part of that. Yeah, a lot of people, the other athletes see what we have, and it's a privilege, and it's a fun experience to be in front of it. Plus, it's also a test. I mean, we make it really tough on the opponents. But we've had a number of teams requesting to come here just to experience what they see on TV. So yeah, it's. I'm not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing, because it's tough when you get here. But they do want to go through that.
Yeah. To the audience, let's start getting to some audience questions. Herb is ready.
War Eagle, Coach.
War Eagle.
I want to go back a week. You had a lot of depth tests or whatever you want to call it last week. And even with that, a couple of missteps, or you would have been up around 197 anyway. But was that because you're comfortable with your averages now and you feel like you're in good shape? And then the other part of my question is, you lose three for the next year, right?
I think so. I mean, we have COVID. The COVID years still is still up, so a couple could make an option. We typically, like we did with Darion last year, we typically try to leave that decision till afterwards. All our seniors, with the exception of Darion, have decided to think about it and then come back at the end of the year. So it's possible we could lose them, or it's possible many of them could come back. Last week, I wouldn't say we're ever comfortable with our scores. Here's the real dilemma. We're on TV a lot, which means we don't get exhibition spots. We don't actually get to test our depth ever. The benefit, we have a lot of benefits being center stage. We've had a lot of sellouts, record crowds for our team. We're up against some of the best teams in the country every night. But one of the problems with that is all the attention means you don't get to test your depth. And we were pretty beat up going into the last meet. We went 6 straight weeks of basically top 10 matchups and had a lot of people with their hand up saying, I need a break. And at some point you got to test your depth. And so that was it. I agree with you. We got to the end of the night and we made a ton of changes. We sat basically 2 39-8 all-arounders and almost we were in a shot of winning that thing. So I was really happy with the way they performed, although there was a lot of nerves. You know, Cassie Stevens has never anchored floor, and she got to anchor floor because we took 2 of our best floor workers out, and then we had some leadoff people that really hadn't led off before. So to me, it was an exciting time for people to get out there, and we got to test that depth. I just would rather not do that on primetime TV, but you got to do what you got to do.
Do you have them back for tomorrow night?
That was the plan. I mean,
Okay.
if you rest them, it was a long week, so many of the girls that we had decided we were going to take a chance on resting on Sunday, we didn't even let practice Monday and Tuesday. So we had to do a 15-day plan, knowing this was a short week. So yeah, this week is full speed. Last week was a planned rest for quite a few people.
Back to the audience, Jacob.
We've got Michael Floyd.
Michael.
So, Coach, what are the challenges that present themselves for tomorrow's meet?
Our challenges are all internal at this point. We actually have to start clicking a little bit. We've done. I'll take vault for example. Our first event, our leadoff event, we've been ranked number 1 in the country, and then we've been pretty pedestrian at times on that event. We finally got a 5th 10-0 vault, and we just have not competed all 5 10-0 vaults on the same night. That tomorrow night's the night that we're going to do that. So we'll lead off with Sophia Groth and try to get a really good base score, and then we're going to try to hit 5 home runs. And that's our challenge. Our challenge is not really the other team. Our challenge is if we get that 5th 10-0 vault, we get 1/10 better. And that might be the 10th we need to move from the Sweet 16 to the Elite 8 or from the Elite 8 to the Final 4. So we've got to get that figured out, and we only have like 4 or 5 opportunities left to do it.
Thank you very much, Michael, for the questions. Coach, what are you, the day before a meet, what kind of feeling, what kind of emotion? Are there butterflies? Are there, I mean, kind of what is your mindset the day before, 24 hours out?
For me or for my athletes?
For you.
For me?
Yeah.
I'm more wrapped up. Look, I want to win and I want to score well, but I'm more wrapped up into the athletes and what we're trying to accomplish. So, yeah, I might get a couple weeks ago when we decided to pull the trigger on Olivia Hollingsworth doing the big vault. I don't say I get nerves. I get excited because I think it's a real opportunity for her, and I want her to be successful, and I want it to go well. But I try to remind myself of what I'm looking for, because if we make a mistake, it can cost the team immensely. So we're going through the checklist. The coaching staff is going through the checklist. There's some technical things that have to go on, and if she's not good at those, one of us has to pull the plug pretty quickly. And we all need to be looking, because it's easy in that chaos to miss something. So I get more nervous for that. That's more like athlete health and that type of stuff.
What role does your wife Bridget play? Is she the kind of behind your back, the encourager, or is she kind of kicking you in the tail a little bit?
She's in the crowd right now.
I know, that's why I asked.
And even if she wasn't, we've got the stream going.
That's right.
We've got audio all over the place.
Well, she would never watch me on
public
anything.
Answer.
Yeah, she would never watch me on anything. So I would say it's very encouraging by kicking me in the pants.
Okay, there you go.
Is that a good way to put
Well
it?
put it.
Yeah.
Well put.
It's such a political answer. That's really nicely done.
I've worked on that for a long time. I hope I get by with that one.
Good luck.
She's smiling. So it's all right. We have 2 parking passes for tomorrow night's meet to give away, and I want to give away the first one with a fairly simple question. If you follow gymnastics, all right. If you follow gymnastics, this would be kind of a layup for you. Okay. Name the 4 rotations in a gymnastics meet. Who's the first one? I saw some hands over here, and we can get a little more difficult maybe for the second one. Maybe you can help us come up with a trivia question for the.
All right, here we go.
The second one.
The beam, the bars, the floor exercise, and the vault.
There we go.
There you are.
On the
Parking
money.
pad. Listen.
That's easy.
That is, well, yeah. Well, we gotta ease into this thing a little bit
There's
here.
one parking pass
All
going.
right. These parking passes too might as well be gold bars.
Absolutely. My wife has already given me the eagle eye because she'd like the other one for tomorrow night.
So are we saying if this question is too difficult
No, we are going to serve our folks. I will pay that price later.
Talk, if you would, Coach, while we try to come up with a trivia question now for the second one, just about the depth of your club and the fact that when you look at the lineup, I mean, you've got seniors, you got juniors, you got sophomores, you got a freshman. It's a well-balanced roster that you have this year.
It's well-balanced, and it's really, we start all fall, we talk about their job is to make our job difficult. It's supposed to be difficult for us to select lineups, and I do say periodically, I try to remind them, I don't mind being wrong. If I make a mistake and you go in and prove that you should have been in a couple weeks ago, that's only good for the team. It makes me think, what am I missing? But I want them to make it difficult. We had a team meeting before the Missouri meet, and I really I pointed out that, these aren't easy decisions anymore this time of year. We're always breaking somebody's heart. We're rewarding somebody and breaking somebody's heart because we've got 9 or 10 people that could go in on any given night. And, that's a mark of a good team.
You're quoted by Jeff Shearer today. We have to start believing how good we are and how good we can be. Talk about that if you would.
Yeah, I think it's hard to do our sport looking over your shoulder. Other people are telling you how good you can be. The rankings say you're really good, but you know all your warts, you know all your problems, and you also have to. To me, it's a dilemma. Don't get too much into what other people say about you, and also be very careful of how much you tear yourself down. We've been talking a lot this last week or so about, we need to not look outside for validation. The judges, we shouldn't be worried about what the score is. We shouldn't be worried about all this, what social media says. We need to start believing in ourselves. We need to start, they look at each other and they say, man, Suni's really good, Darion's really good, Cassie's really good, and they start to believe that, man, when she's up, she's going to hit. But they don't feel that way about themselves sometimes. They get the nerves because they don't want to let their teammates down. That's the secret. We got to start figuring out how to believe in ourselves as much as the other people believe in us.
I've got a trivia question if you want to use it for the other parking pass.
Sure.
This is for the second parking pass for tomorrow night, 6:30, Auburn in Georgia. What school did Coach Graba come from as an assistant coach to become the head coach at Auburn?
Oh yeah, that's a much more difficult question.
Where was he before as an assistant coach immediately prior to coming to Auburn as the head coach?
All right, up for grabs, a parking pass for tomorrow night's meet.
It is a national power.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Love that. 6:30 tomorrow night. It's Auburn. It's Georgia, Neville Arena.
Can I point out that one of my current athletes is in Peyton Smith. She came in just to listen to me, she said.
Yeah?
Actually, she didn't know I was
Well, no. I was going to say she probably gets to listen to you, during the week a good bit.
I just want to say when she came in,
and
I think she came in to see my wife. So, but
Understand.
But it's great to see her. She's really good friends with my daughters, so obviously has no real intention to support me. But I wanted to point her out.
You're the head coach, man.
Yeah.
That's true.
You got lots of others that support you, though, that are here for you for sure. All right. We appreciate you very much coming to be with us tonight. Do we have any guesses, by the way, for our second parking pass?
On the back, all the way in the back.
Yep. We'll
Jacob
see if we have a winner.
move.
I love live trivia during Tiger Talk. It's one of my favorite things. Where did Coach Graba come from?
Utah.
Bang.
Man.
Got it.
There we are.
Utah. Listen, did you know that or did you look it up? Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you still get the parking
It's the right
pass.
answer.
He knew it after he looked it up.
He knew it after he looked it up.
There
He
you
did.
go.
All right. Coach, thank you very much for coming out.
Thanks for
All the
having me.
best tomorrow night. War Eagle.
War Eagle.
War
All right.
Eagle.
Coach Jeff Graba with us here on Tiger Talk. Love it. It's Auburn and Georgia tomorrow night at Neville Arena. Get the full schedule, by the way, at auburntigers.com. When we come back, we'll talk some basketball. Men's head coach Bruce Pearl is in the house, and he will join us on the stage next on Tiger Talk. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
From Auburn to Corvallis to Omaha, the Tigers are going to the College World Series.
February 17th, the Tigers return to the Diamond.
Comes where? He makes the catch going to his knees.
Bases clearing double by Cole Foster.
This is your home for Auburn baseball.
That one sails into the night and over the wall.
He struck him out swinging. A complete game victory for Joseph Gonzalez.
The Auburn Sports Network.
This is the moment you've been waiting for.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our home.
When you step onto the court and into the spotlight. The moment to show that hard work and long days pay off. Because when that final shot leaves your hands, and we leave our seats. That powerful moment connects us all. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers. Power for a better Alabama.
Hey, I'm Charles Barkley. Call for a Redmont and water at bars and restaurants throughout the great state of Alabama. Redmont Vodka, available at select ABC stores and package stores. Redmont Vodka is 8 times distilled, gluten-free, and is made from non-GMO corn. Looking to support a local business? Redmont Distilling is Alabama proud and minority owned. Learn more online at redmontdistilling.com.
Things we take for granted, ordinary opportunities for parents and their children, can be a foster child's extraordinary. You have the power to do something positive that will change the life of a young person right here in Alabama. Open your heart and open your home to a foster child today. For more information, visit www.dhr.alabama.gov or call 1-866-64-AL-KIDS. Brought to you by the Alabama Department of Human Resources, the Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Welcome back on Tiger Talk from Baumhauer's Victory Grill, brought to you by Alpha Insurance, along with Brad Law, Jacob Hillman. I'm Andy Burcham. Tigers getting ready to go to Kentucky on a Saturday. That's a 3 o'clock Central Time start. Our coverage begins at 2:30. Tonight's show brought to you in part by Wind Creek Hotel and Casino. With 3 Alabama locations in Atmore, Montgomery, and Wetumpka, you can escape every day at Wind Creek Hotel and Casino and windcreekcasino.com. Let's welcome Auburn men's basketball head coach Bruce Pearl.
There it is.
War Eagle.
It's a good crowd tonight.
Great crowd tonight.
Yeah. Active, involved. They're going to have some questions for you, I'm sure, throughout the course of the show.
Yep.
Your team a winner last night over Ole Miss.
Well, the most exciting thing for me is to see Coach Graba, Mr. and Mrs. Graba out on date night.
Yeah.
That, to me, that's the most exciting thing.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with me. You know, if Brandy wants to go out like on a date, it's got to be a little game, got to go recruiting,
right?
Got to come to the radio show, especially in season.
Sure.
So you got to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Not that taking Bridget to dinner is killing a bird, but it's a box that clearly gets checked.
Sure. He's a smart man.
Yeah.
Glad to have them both here tonight.
Glad for the clarification on that as well.
You do know that Bridget is my right hand at Auburn
Absolutely.
basketball. She doesn't admit that to everybody.
If we need to get on your schedule, she's the call
if
we
you
make.
need me, call Bridget. Oh,
Yeah.
no. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's right.
Her life just changed.
What? Listen, speaking of date night, let's just go ahead and go off the rails. What's the best surprise date night that you've ever
I made the
done
mistake.
for Brandy?
I made the mistake one Valentine's Day of packing a bag for Brandy and surprising her with dinner and a hotel. It did not go over very well.
It didn't.
Yeah, no.
The idea didn't go over well.
Well, the idea went over okay. It's just that try packing for a woman when she doesn't.
Sure.
I did not pack the right things.
I wouldn't do that well either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just she appreciated the thought.
They're good at it.
You know, sometimes it's the thought that counts.
Yeah. You got points for the thought.
Yeah, she had no idea exactly what I was thinking, but I got credit for the thought.
Good for you.
That's great. All right. So tips for those in the audience tonight. That's good. All right.
Just trying to shoot you straight, guys.
Yeah. No, we love it. We love it. Do you want some questions from us, or do you want to go straight to the audience?
Yeah. You want the
what
good
do you
questions?
prefer? You're driving.
You had a question. I thought you were winding up, and I thought
that was
you had
it.
one.
Yeah. I mean, it was said. I was mentioning your team beat Ole Miss last night. You know, it was a battle there in the second half, and you guys finished the game well, and that can be an important thing as you go through the stretch run here in the season.
Yeah, it can. You know, I tell you, you look at our league, and just take last night. You know, Andy and I were talking about how wacky it was last night. You know, Vanderbilt had won 5 in a row, playing really good basketball, beat us at home, and they go down to beat LSU. LSU hasn't won a game in league since December when they beat Arkansas the first game.
Right.
But, you know, give the guys down there in LSU credit for having those kids engaged and involved and continue. South Carolina plays Alabama to, you know, an overtime situation, and they're battling to stay out of the basement. And then Ole Miss comes into our building and about beats us. And to nobody's surprise. Like, I don't think if you were surprised that it was a close game last night, then you just haven't followed our league or followed us or followed Ole Miss as well. It's just it is possible on any given evening in our league.
Murrell and Brakefield can play, and boy, they're very good. Murrell, especially
Absolutely.
Last night.
Yeah,
Coach.
and Kermit Davis can really coach him, and they played. They play well. They lost the game prior in overtime to Mississippi State. Mississippi State's playing well. So, anyways, you got to beat the people you're supposed to beat, and we've done that. And now the question is, can we step our game up here at the end of the season and beat people that are potentially better than us and that are ranked ahead of us, like the next 3 teams on our schedule? And that's what we're working towards.
To the audience we go. Jacob.
We've got Herb.
Hey, Coach, that was my question. Are you going to beat the next teams? But
are we going to beat the next team?
No, it's not.
Would the odds makers like to know the answer to that question?
Yeah, I do. Okay, you played a lot of people last night, though, too, in the critical parts of the game where Ole Miss was coming back. You kept some people in there that are like 8, 9, whatever on your rotation. So I think that's good for building ahead. And was that part of the idea, or was you just looking for something?
You know what, Herb? It was really so that the starters would be fresh at the end, so that Wendell and Jalen and Janai and Al could get some reps and get some rest so that they could close the game out. Our bench did not perform as well as we needed to, last night. And when they did come in on a couple of occasions, the quality of play dropped off more than it ought to. And so that's going to be very important. But I've always been committed to playing the bench, even late in the year. A lot of people shorten their bench in March. I just don't believe in it.
Back to the audience we go. Jacob.
Michael Floyd.
Hey, Coach, back here.
Hey, Michael.
We've only won in history at Rupp Arena twice, or in Lexington twice. You talk about making history. How big is Saturday in making more history for Auburn basketball?
Well, it's a huge opportunity, and I know a lot is going to be made over the fact that, we've not won up there in a long, long time. I get that. But one of the things I pointed out, so I talked to my players today about the opportunity to do something special, make history. But at the same time, I also want to remind my players we've beaten Kentucky 4 of the last 6 times we played them. I don't know when the last time an Auburn basketball coach was able to say that. And so I want my guys to have the confidence that we can play with them and we can compete with them and we can beat them.
Appreciate the question there, Michael. We have more questions coming, both good and then from Brad and I as well on the show tonight. All right, Tiger Talk. Bruce Pearl is our guest. Stay tuned. Tiger Talk continues in a moment.
Working unsafely around underground utilities could put you at risk for outages, injury, and loss of life. Don't risk it. Alabama 811 plays a vital role in taking the request to have the underground utilities marked. It's free, it's simple, it's the law. Visit al811.com for more info.
By now, your daily routine is probably a little too routine. Don't you want to change? Don't you want to start playing by your own rules and escape the routine so your fantasy becomes reality? Where every night is an adventure, where new flavors are ready to be tasted, where it feels like you're a winner. Take a chance. Reward yourself. Make your routine anything but routine. Escape every day at Wind Creek Casino and WindCreekCasino.com.
It's a great day for Auburn Tigers to get vaccinated. COVID and flu vaccines are an important tool to help stop the pandemic. The Alabama Department of Public Health is offering the COVID and flu vaccines to anyone 6 months and older. COVID and flu. The COVID and flu vaccines are safe, effective, and free. COVID and flu are still on the rise. Don't let COVID and flu stop you from supporting your favorite team. Continue to help protect yourself, your friends, and our campus by getting the COVID and flu vaccines. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM.
Tiger fans, it's game day. Time to put on the team colors, set up the tailgate, and enjoy some football. Of course, no tailgate is complete without Golden Flake snacks. From our crispy potato chips, our light and airy pork skins, to our deliciously cheesy cheese puffs, you're certain to score big. So grab a bag of Golden Flake or any of our delicious snacks from the Utz family of brands. It's game time. Tailgate with Golden Flake, celebrating 65 years as the official salty snack of the Auburn Tigers.
We've invented a new messaging system using the crisp sounds of Bud Light. Crisp Code, Lesson 86. This is how you say, gee willikers. It's a hot one. Let's cool down with some Bud Lights. That's it for today. Bud Light. Crisp. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
From mobile banking to retirement planning to business loans, Trustmark is the bank that fits you to a T. Trustmark. People you trust. Advice that works. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Tiger Talk from the Auburn Sports Network. Back to Andy and Brad.
We are live at Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Auburn. Thanks for being with us tonight at the restaurant, on the radio, on the app, on Facebook and YouTube. We are glad that you're here. Hey, for those runners that we have in the audience tonight, the second annual War Eagle Run Fest is this Sunday. You can register still for the half marathon, 5K, or the Kids Mile. Go to wareaglerunfest.com. You can sign up and finish on the 50 at Jordan-Hare Stadium. We're visiting with Bruce Pearl. If you have questions for Coach, let's get those hands up, and we'll try to get as many of those as we can from the audience tonight. Coach, I looked this up during the break. You've won 4 out of the last 6, as you mentioned, against Kentucky. That has only happened one other time in the history of Auburn basketball. From 1987 to 1990, Auburn won 4 out of 6 games against Kentucky. So, and never could you say 5 out of 7. So it's another example of an opportunity to make some history on Saturday.
It is. And look, Kentucky is very, very talented team. They're well coached. They're big and physical. They really, do a great job on the offensive glass. Interestingly, this is one of Cal's best offensive teams. They're good defensively, but they really hang their hat on their offensive efficiency. And Cal often gets criticized for not being a great offensive coach. He is. He's always done a great job getting those kids play hard and play solid defensively. So, they've won 3 in a row now. They beat Mississippi State at Mississippi State. They beat Tennessee at home, and then just beat Florida the other night. So, they're a good team. What I've talked to the guys about is how do we play our best basketball now? We've got 3 regular season games in the tournament. What do we got to do? As far as game planning, as far as getting our guys ready and prepared. Some of it's on them in the sense that your rest, your diet, your focus, you taking care of your academics. Are you ready in all those other ways off the floor to play your best basketball?
You are up front with your ball club as far as, all right, guys, we've got to do this. You've got 3 games left. You've got NCAA tournament, SEC tournament, seeding. All of that. I mean, you're very frank with your ball club right now.
Honesty is the best policy. You don't ever want to, like, for example, getting ready to play Ole Miss. And I knew that it was going to be a tight game. I knew what they were capable of doing. But I want to understand our guy, look, a loss here, and we're on the bubble. Like, we're literally on the bubble. That's how much a loss. I've been saying it. Ole Miss is a good team with a bad record. And that's dangerous. And they got bad math. And so we have to win this game. It's not going to help us. We won the game. We dropped 3 points in the net, 3 spots. Had we won the game by a bigger margin, we would have not lost as much. And I think that's fair. I think that's a good way of doing it. I think that's fair. And so I want our guys to understand what's at stake, so they don't ever look back and go, "Gosh, Coach, why didn't you tell us we needed this or that?"
You mentioned the big win over Missouri, and the margin mattered.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that margin does play a role, I mean, do you have to think about that more as a game is playing out? Obviously, you got to win it for it to matter at all, but how much do you have to think about margin now as the game's playing out?
You have to, and it's crazy because a couple things. It's 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. You want to win, and you want to win by at least 10. And so you may not empty your bench quite as quickly. And there have been a couple times on some late game situations where a couple times they really get after my guys going, look, these last couple possessions, even though the game may be lost, matter. They matter. Anyway, so yeah, it's definitely a factor. And look, we work so hard to put ourselves in position, to be in position. And there are a lot of teams that are playing right now, that are playing for the season to be over, that aren't in position to do anything. We're in position to make the tournament. We're in a position to have a bye. it may be hard to get, but we're still in position. We're tied for 4th, and we got 3 games left to go. I mean, we're still relevant in this thing, and I said, look, I want you guys to take some credit for that. At the same time, I want you to know what the opportunity is here and believe that, look, this is what we're doing. Yeah. We're going up there to win the game.
In spite of the win last night, you're out-rebounded by 10. You made a comment to the media after you talked with us.
Right.
That if you rebound Saturday like you rebounded last night, you're in some trouble in Lexington.
I said more than trouble. He's going to beat by 30 or 40, I think. I don't remember, was it 30 or 40? They're a great rebounding team. They all go to the glass, and they're physical. Sheway's the best offensive rebounder in the country, and so Janai and Dylan, they gotta keep him off the boards. They may not get him. They got to keep him off the boards. And Toppin is going to run to the boards, and so Jalen's got to keep him off the boards. And Al's got a matchup that is going to go rebound, so Al can't clean stuff up. All the guards got to rebound down, and it's not Kentucky's first shot offense that worries me. It's the second and third shots.
We will talk more about that matchup Saturday against Kentucky when we come back. One more segment here with Coach Pearl. Then Chandler Leopard joins us a little bit later on in the show. We're talking basketball at Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Auburn on Tiger Talk. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Tiger Talk has been Auburn's weekly coaches show for over 30 years. Join Bruce Pearl and other Auburn coaches every Thursday night at 6 Central. Send questions by tweeting at AU Sports Network or by emailing aubtigertalk@gmail.com. Tiger Talk is presented by Alpha Insurance. Don't miss Tiger Talk, Thursdays at 6 Central, only on the Auburn Sports Network.
The 2-minute warning, the caution flag, the 4. At PNC Bank, we believe in the power of a helpful watch out. That's why we created Low Cash Mode, the new financial watch out that gives you multiple options and at least 24 hours of extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Low Cash Mode on Virtual Wallet from PNC Bank. Available on all virtual wallet products. To learn more, visit pnc.com/lowcashmode. Copyright 2021, the PNC Financial Services Group, Inc. All rights reserved. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Campbell under center. Campbell's going to throw on the play action into the end zone. Touchdown!
Hi, this is Jason Campbell. The game has changed. The future of Auburn athletics demands a strong name, image, and likeness collective. That's On to Victory, the NIL collective for Auburn student athletes. I urge you to support On to Victory. You can improve the lives of our players and give our teams the best chance for success. Learn more at ontovictory.com.
Hey Tiger fans, join Coach Johnny Harris and the Auburn women's basketball staff on the Coach Jay Show. The show airs live on location from Baumhauer's Victory Grill every Monday at 6 p.m. Get the latest updates on the Tigers from Coach Jay while enjoying delicious food from Baumhauer's. The show is available locally on FM Talk 93.9 FM and anywhere else on the Auburn Game Day app. Make your plans now to join us for the Coach Jay Show at Baumhauer's Victory Grill, Mondays at 6. War Eagle.
Welcome back on to Tiger Talk from Baumhauer's Victory Grill, brought to you by Alpha Insurance. Auburn basketball coach Bruce Pearl, our guest for one more segment. We've got Chandler Leopard coming up, Coach, in the final segment. If you would, just talk about the importance of the scout team and what they mean to this Auburn basketball team day in and day out.
Well, they're valuable. And our scout team, we've got 5 or 6 guys on that squad that have got to try to do a great job emulating what we're going to see from the next opponent. And so we've got 3 different scout crews. Stephen Pearl's got his team. Wes Flanagan's got his team. Ira Bowman's got his team. And they'll work with those guys in practice to sort of run through what we're going to see, for example, against Kentucky. If our guys, our scout team, does a good job, executes properly, their spacing is right, and we've properly predicted what exactly they're going to do, we got a great preparation. But there are times when they don't. More often than not, they do a great job. But I can tell you how it is when you wonder whether you're important to a situation. If you never get yelled at, if you never get hollered at because you're not doing it the right way, well, then obviously what you're doing is not important. And so all of our coaches take these guys to task. They understand. And so when we win, they should get credit. And when we don't win, it's not that they deserve the blame at all, but they're an important part. Look, I treat them as badly as I treat my own kids, right? I treat them bad. Those guys are paying their own way, but that's from a scholarship standpoint. But that's the only difference. They're in the same locker. We don't have a separate locker room. They're part of our team. They're on our roster. They get honored on senior night. They travel. You know, we have some walk-ons that have NIL deals because their name, image, and likeness is a factor for them now. Right. So, anyways, those guys are right. Look, Chandler, if Chandler was playing, he'd be one of the best shooters in the SEC. I mean, if Chandler can see it, he can make it. Chandler's the best shooter on our team. He just can't guard you, Andy.
Wow.
No, actually, you know what? Actually, he can.
Yes, he can.
And Chandler's going to graduate this year, right. And he's got a COVID year left. And I'm not going to speak for him, but there's a chance that at the end of the season he'll look at with another year of eligibility, going somewhere on scholarship. Yeah. He's good enough to go somewhere on scholarship and play.
When you said that about guarding Andy, I mean, he looked up and kind of shrugged.
He really did.
Like, maybe not.
He was trying to be respectful.
He was.
He was also trying to be realistic.
Yeah.
He would definitely try to take a charge. That would be my guess.
I love his reactions in the front. This is great. All right, so scout team's looking at Kentucky, and they're trying to emulate some of the stuff that Kentucky does. What do you see out of Kentucky? Let's start offensively with where they're strongest.
Well, right now they've got a couple of players that aren't playing right now, and it's changed them up a little bit. So they got 5 guys playing like 34 minutes, and so they don't have a lot of depth. But those guys are playing really, really well together. Obviously, Shiwe on the inside is a mother load. Toppin is a power forward that can really very, very athletic, great defender, and he can score in a lot of different ways. Cason Wallace is their point guard. And he's probably be in the top 15 in the draft next year. They've got big wings that can really put the ball on the floor and shoot it. They're good. I mean, they're good. They're big. They're long. They hang their hat again on their offense. A really good mid-range jump shooting team. They'll shoot mid-range jump shots all day. They're happy with them, and they shoot at a really high percentage.
It's another big venue that you'll go to. The first really big venue you played at was West Virginia, of course, right. Tennessee, and now you go to the big venue there at Rupp on Saturday.
Well, you look at our schedule, Andy, and we get Ole Miss twice, Alabama twice, and Georgia twice by virtue of them being our traveling partners. And then, so Alabama twice being, like the best team in our league, we see them twice. Then they gave us Texas A&M and Tennessee. Well, Texas A&M and Tennessee, we knew they were going to be in the top 5. So, meanwhile, those are the top 3 teams. We play them both twice. Nobody in the league has got a tougher schedule, obviously, than we do. But that said, there is more opportunity to build your resume because you get a chance to play against these teams.
Nobody plays a tougher Final Four games other than Arkansas than does Auburn.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Right down the stretch.
Right down the stretch.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Let's go out to the crowd, get another question from Michael here.
Yep. So, Coach, the Broome-Sheboygan matchup on Saturday is going to be one that people are going to watch. Could you expound on that if you could?
Both Janai and Shiwe are terrific players. But like any matchup, Michael, it's more than just that particular matchup. I know, excuse me, Janai's excited about it. Because when he played him last, he was at Morehead State, and he's going to have a little bit more firepower around him. Hopefully, when we play Saturday, he's 2 years older now. Janai is, and he played at Morehead State, and so I know there'll be a lot of friends and fans at that game. Janai's demonstrated if there was a newcomer of the year. There's not, I understand. There's a freshman of the year, but not a newcomer of the year. That should change. I'm going to put Marlene on that. Say, hey, Marlene, let's get that changed. Because with all the transfers, there should be a newcomer, not just a freshman. Do a freshman and a newcomer.
Sure.
I can't think of a better newcomer of the year than Janai Broome. I mean, Miller's probably the freshman of the year in our league, and I think Janai Broome, I don't know there's a higher impact transfer than him.
14 points, 8.9 rebounds, 2.5 blocks a game. In league play, he's averaging 15 points, 9.5 rebounds, and 2 blocks a game.
I'd love to see an advanced stat about
maybe a metric for the guy that he's guarding his field goal percentage, because he affects so many more shots than ever show up in a stat sheet.
It wasn't very good in the second half last night, I guarantee you
right.
that.
Yeah. Right. No, he protected the rim. He ended the game in a big way. And, that's that's very, very important. Janai is a gifted offensive player, and he's a capable defensive player. We want him to continue to focus on his defense and continue to be, a factor like that. Not just blocking shots, but helping the helper and protecting the rim and guarding his own man. And he's gonna, he'll have the National Player of the Year in Shiway on Saturday. Just before we take off, guys, just want to again thank everybody for all the support. It's so nice to see everybody out here at Bomb Hours Victory Grill every Thursday. I look forward to it. And when we're done with the season, I do miss not seeing everybody coming out here. This is not work. This is a pleasure. And the staff is so great. The hospitality is great. The food is amazing. And I'm grateful. So when we were in Nashville, we had a couple thousand people at the game. It was just incredible. And then, on a Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, we're playing a team that's at the bottom of our league, and the building is almost completely full. Yeah. I mean, I'm grateful, and I'm glad our fans, they know this team hasn't and won't win every game we play, but I continue to hear from so many of our fans, these guys play hard, they're competitive, and we're enjoying watching them play, and I'm enjoying coaching them.
Thank you for the visit tonight. We'll see you on the plane tomorrow. War Eagle.
War Eagle.
Tigers head coach Bruce Pearl, our guest tonight on Tiger Talk. The Auburn Tigers put their trust in Auburn AV every home game for the best fan experience, and so should you. Bring the game day experience home when you have Auburn AV design and install your home entertainment system, whether it's for 86,000 screaming fans or for you and your best friends. Auburn AV has what you need. Learn more at auburnav.com. Chandler Leopard joins us next. Tiger Talk continues in a moment.
Communities don't just happen. They're built by people. From the big moments to the small acts of kindness. It's the authentic connections we make that define us. At Alpha Insurance, we know that every day you're building things that are worth protecting. Because for us, this is more than coverage. It's who we are. Alpha Insurance, building tomorrow together.
Hey, this is head coach Bruce Pearl. Here at Auburn, we revere our traditions. But it's the tradition of hard work that really speaks to me. It's about improving your game every single day and being the best that you can be. In the truck game, Ford has a tradition too. A relentless commitment to building smarter, tougher, and more dependable trucks. That's why I drive Ford F-150, the official truck of the Auburn Tigers. Learn more at buyfordnow.com.
Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for more information.
Hey, I'm Charles Barkley. Call for a Redmont and water at bars and restaurants throughout the great state of Alabama. Redmont Vodka, available at select ABC stores and package stores. Redmont Vodka is 8 times distilled, gluten-free, and is made from non-GMO corn. Looking to support a local business? Redmont Distilling is Alabama proud and minority owned. Learn more online at redmontdistilling.com.
This is the moment you've been waiting for.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our home.
When you step onto the court and into the spotlight. The moment to show that hard work and long days pay off. Because when that final shot leaves your hands and we leave our seats, that powerful moment connects us all.
Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
Power for a better Alabama.
You're listening to Tiger Talk from the Auburn Sports Network. Back to Andy and Brad.
Tiger Talk is brought to you tonight and every week by Chick-fil-A. All Chick-fil-A locations in Alabama proudly support the Auburn Tigers. That's right, every last one of them. We're at Bomb Hours Victory Grill, and we have Chandler Leopard on the stage with us for just a few minutes here tonight. Chandler, welcome, and War Eagle.
Good to be here, War Eagle.
Do we need to set up a one-on-one when the show is over, you and Andy, and find out if you could in fact guard Andy?
I mean, I think so. I would like to say I think I could probably guard Andy. But,
I would hope to heaven that you could.
I really hope I could.
Yeah. Talk about your decision to come to Auburn, because you had opportunities to go somewhere else. Talk about the decision to come to Auburn, knowing that if you were going to come here to try and play basketball, you were going to do it as a walk-on.
It was definitely a good decision I think I made, so I decided to come here. I wanted to be an engineer, so felt like they had a good engineering program, and my sister also went here 5 years before me, so just coming down to those football games, it was just something I really thought I should do, and ended up working out. So.
Have you graduated, or are you close to graduating? Where are you on your track?
I graduate this May, so it's coming up.
Love that.
Yes,
good stuff.
What discipline of engineering are you in?
I'm mechanical.
Mechanical. All right.
Mechanical engineering.
There we go.
All right. So you're pretty well suited then. You got some smarts, and you're an honor society guy in high school. Tell us about the biggest game or the best game you ever had playing at Athens.
In Athens, it was a tournament game. I think I had 31 points and hit 9 threes, so ended up tying the record, I think, in my high school for most three-pointers. So it was a good game.
Sharp shooter.
Yep. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Absolutely. And it doesn't take you long to get the shot off either, does it?
It doesn't.
No. It's pretty quick.
Definitely so.
What's the feeling like when you make a three at Neville Arena? Because you've done that a handful of times.
It was definitely pretty crazy. Last year versus Ole Miss, I hit one when it was pretty packed out, so you can't really even hear yourself think, so it was a surreal moment.
Have you noticed the reaction from the bench when you're out? I mean, you could tell those guys they're pulling for you on the floor, just like you were pulling for them earlier in the ball game.
I feel like every time I shoot it, even make or miss, everybody's standing up. I feel like they have the confidence in me to make one when I go in. Yeah. So.
Herb is going to go for three tonight as well.
Another
Herb?
engineer.
Yeah, that's true.
Nothing but net.
Listen, you guys don't talk over our heads with the engineering talk,
I'll
please.
try to. I worked with your dad for a lot of years up in NASA about a decade ago, so tell Larry hi.
I will, yes, sir.
Leor was here a couple of weeks ago, and I asked him about you, and he going one-on-one. He pretty much said you couldn't touch him. What about that?
Oh, I mean, we definitely play one-on-one hundreds of times since we've been here, so I think I take him every now and then. So,
love it. Chandler, talk about the process of because you got to learn all of the other team's offenses.
Quickly.
And yeah,
definitely.
Talk about that process of, all right, this is the next team, so now we're kind of starting over and what that's like.
I think definitely it really helps that their coaches, like, they have a pretty good game plan for us when we come to practice, like an hour or 45 minutes before to learn the plays. So they really teach it to us well. But just being here for 4 years has definitely helped, like learning the terminology and different things. So just coming to being prepared to learn is something you really got to keep in mind when you go to practice each day.
There are some times where the regular guys, the scholarship guys, are in film, and that's when you're getting the scout that you guys are going to run. How quickly do you have to adapt?
I mean, I would say anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes. You have to learn anywhere between 15 to 30 plays. So some days it's easier than others, and a lot of days I think at LSU Scout I think it's the most I've had since I've been here. It was probably 40 to 50 plays to learn. It was crazy.
Can't even imagine.
No kidding. Tell you what, the team did pretty well defensively
Sure did.
that night in Baton Rouge. So you guys must have done something right.
Yep.
All right, back to the crowd. Michael's got another question.
All right, so Chandler, I always ask everybody this. If you didn't play basketball, what other sport would you play, what position, and why?
I think the only other sport I've really ever played was football, and I quit playing that in 7th grade, but I enjoyed it. I ended up sort of liking it more than basketball, and I think I'd be a receiver, but I don't know if I would be able to play at the college level. Not big enough.
But basketball at that point is when you decided that's going to be my ticket.
Yes, sir. Yes,
so
sir.
to speak.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
10 years, hopefully working a good job and maybe having a family. So
yeah.
There you go.
All right.
You and I have talked before about, and Herb just mentioned it, your father has worked for NASA for, what, a quarter century? Is
yes,
that right?
Yes, sir. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wonderful. Was that an influence on you as far as engineering at Auburn?
Oh, definitely, for sure. My whole family's made up of engineers, so I didn't really see any other route to go. So that's definitely what sort of swayed my decision.
Good. Fabulous.
All right. Biggest or best skill or attribute that you have away from the basketball court?
I mean, I feel like I can talk to pretty much anybody, so I call myself a people person, I would say. So just forming relationships pretty easy, making friends.
That'll carry you a long way in life.
Yeah.
Sure will.
Yes, sir.
Chandler, thanks very much for spending some time with us tonight.
Definitely. It's good to be here. I appreciate y'all having
War
me
Eagle.
on.
Thank you, Chandler.
War Eagle. Thank you.
Chandler Leopard here on the stage with us at Victory Grill. Baumhauer's Victory Grill, Bent Creek Road in Auburn. We will wrap up tonight's edition of Tiger Talk right after this. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
The Auburn Basketball Review is your weekly recap and preview of what's happening with the Tigers. Highlights, interviews, special features, plus Bruce Pearl's breakdown of what the Tigers are doing in the week ahead. Find the show on stations throughout Alabama, Valley Sports Southeast, the Auburn Tigers channel on YouTube, and auburntigers.com. Look for the Auburn Basketball Review this weekend.
This is Auburn head coach and proud Ford F-150 owner, Bruce Pearl. The thing I hear most when people get in the cab of my F-150 is, this truck is huge. Well, I drive around some pretty big players, and when I get a 7-footer in the back seat and he's able to spread out, he's just blown away at how roomy and comfortable this truck is. So visit your local Ford dealer and check out Ford F-150, the official truck of the Auburn Tigers.
Auto models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for more information.
It's a great day for Auburn Tigers to get vaccinated. COVID and flu vaccines are an important tool to help stop the pandemic. The Alabama Department of Public Health is offering the COVID and flu vaccines to anyone 6 months and older. COVID and flu. COVID and flu vaccines are safe, effective, and free. COVID and flu are still on the rise. Don't let COVID and flu stop you from supporting your favorite team. Continue to help protect yourself, your friends, and our campus by getting the COVID and flu vaccines. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM.
Download the Auburn Game Day app. Find tickets, skip concession lines, be a part of game day giveaways, shop the latest Auburn gear, stay current with a comprehensive social media stream, participate in game day light shows, plus listen to every Auburn Sports Network broadcast, even when multiple games are happening simultaneously on the official mobile app of Auburn Athletics, the Auburn Game Day app. Get it today.
Only a couple of minutes left. Really quickly, let's update. Women's basketball is at Georgia. Tigers fell behind by 7 early. It's just a 3-point game at the half, though. Georgia leads 28-25. Coach Jay and company putting up a big fight over in Athens.
Big, busy weekend in and around the campus. Track and field at the SEC Indoor Championships in Fayetteville, Arkansas, starting tomorrow. Auburn men's tennis plays Texas Tech in the first round of the Blue Gray Classic in Montgomery. Softball with a pair of games tomorrow against Merrimack and Brown at 3 and at 5:30. Britt Bowen on the call starting at 2:45 tomorrow. Gymnastics tomorrow night at home against Georgia at 6:30. Baseball tomorrow night at home against USC. Remember, that was a series we thought Brad would be in L.A. by now, but they've moved that series here. 6 o'clock tomorrow night. We're thrilled to have Paul Ellen back with us on the call tomorrow night.
Really looking forward to that. And if you haven't gotten your tickets, I'm not sure what the availability. Go to aubtix.com, aubtix.com. They've shifted things around quickly, and maybe you can get some tickets to see Auburn baseball against Southern California this weekend at Plainsman Park. 6 o'clock tomorrow, 2 o'clock Saturday, and noon on Sunday. General Manager of the Auburn Sports Network is Ben Harling. Tim Walker is our engineer on site. The show produced on site by Jacob Hillman. Engineer or a producer in our Skyview Auburn Sports Network studios is Anthony Lowe.
Tony!
For our guests tonight, Jeff Graba, Bruce Pearl, and Chandler Leopard, and for the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham, I'm Brad Law. Thanks for listening to Tiger Talk on the Auburn Sports Network.
By Alpha Insurance. Auto, home, life, business. Alpha Insurance covers it all. AlphaInsurance.com. Tonight's show has also been brought to you by the Alabama Department of Public Health. Together, we can create the best opportunity to support health and well-being for all Alabamians. by the simple southern goodness of Golden Flake, celebrating 65 years as the official salty snack of the Auburn Tigers. Alabama Power. At Alabama Power, we give 100% to achieve 99.9% dependability. Our commitment helps deliver power for a better Alabama. And by Wind Creek Hotel and Casino. With 3 Alabama locations in Atmore, Montgomery, and Wetumpka, you can escape every day at Wind Creek Hotel and Casino and windcreekcasino.com. Tiger Talk is an exclusive presentation of the Auburn Sports Network, a division of Playfly Sports.